Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and back to Geo Detective, the thriving Peking series. Peking duck is what this series is right now. It's really cresting. Last week we had a great, last time we had a great one in the form of Axel's grandmother. There she is. And I will go into more detail on the results of this one at the end of this video. Okay, I won't bore it with you now. Excuse the blocked nose, by the way. I'm no longer ill, but you know, my nose is just catching up. Anyway, let's move on to today's historic special Geo Detective, and here it is. It's Marilyn Monroe. No, not really. It's Daniel's grandmother. We've got another Nan. And yeah, it's going to be a similar sort of affair, really. I hope that's okay with you. I think it should be, because the last one that we had, Axel's grandmother, really was, in my eyes, the best one yet, because it has that element of history to it, and comparing modern day to olden times using Google Earth, which I think is fascinating. But also, it's got so much meaning. And listen to this for meaning. I have a photo of my granny who passed away a few years ago. Sorry to hear that, Daniel. Thar was found when we were sorting, I think it means this was found, sorting through her belongings. It was taken, I believe, in the early to mid-50s when she was a teenager. As you can see, she's on a beach somewhere. My understanding is that around that time, most of her holidays were either to the southeast, so Kent, that sort of area in Britain, or potentially Northern Europe. So she wouldn't have strayed far, Daniel reckons. I have posted this to multiple Facebook groups for coastal towns. I have tried Reddit / where was this taken, but I've had no success. Bloody hell, that is quite worrying actually. If you were able to work this out, I would be eternally grateful, as my family have been wondering about this for years. So this is what I mean, the meaning behind it, the sentimental, making people happy. On a darker note, I don't know how much luck I'll have here, because if he's put it on the Reddit thing, Reddit's pretty shit hot. So this might be a fail. If I can't do it, you guys should be able to help me. Now, what might be making this hard is that some of these structures or buildings might no longer exist. What is that? Right, we're doing this. What is that? Is that a pier? Because it doesn't really look like you can walk on it. There's no one walking on it. Yeah, because they're the chimney tops there, so there's no walkway. So I really don't know what that is. I've never seen anything like that, to be honest. That almost definitely doesn't exist for me. We might be able to find it in photos though. So really, all we're going off is the shape of the... Wait a minute. I thought these were waves. I thought that was water there. That is actually... That's bits of seaweed strewn across the place. See? Bits of seaweed that looks like, you know, little ripples. So, okay, so we've got a higher bit of beach there and then a lower bit. That could have changed as well. The shape of the beach could easily have changed. But then we do have buildings in the background. We're going to need those buildings to still be there. God, this could be really hard, couldn't it? I wonder how much a beach will change over 70 years. Right, let's get to work, Daniel. Let's get to work. I'm going to start with this structure. Sun in the south there, putting us on the north. The north of Kent, possibly. Right, let's get a map of Kent up, right. Let's go with that theory. And all of these places, Whitstable, Herne Bay, Margate, we're just going to have a little look at. We're just going to have a little look at them. Just see if anything lines up, really. You know, you've got these steps here. Are they steps? They look new, though. seems there's an old jetty called Margate Jetty. Jetty Pier. It's a wooden pier, quite a long one. Margate Jetty, 1955. Something like that. I don't think that's it. And by the way, I'm not necessarily saying that the sun, that is where the sun is either. That could be wrong, but that's what I'm just trying out for now, because it does look like there's some sort of patch there of light. Okay, so Margate, probably not. That's what it kind of looks like, a petroleum jetty. Do you know what I mean? Like just a pipe. Doesn't look like anyone could walk on it, so maybe it has another use. God, that is one long pier. South End. Longest pier in the world. Good God. Why? What's the need for that? Maybe that's it. That can't be it, can it? Yeah, I'm going to get on Google Earth actually. And just go, yeah, let's get back to Margate and let's visit some surrounding resorts then. And maybe we can look out for some structures that protrude, some ruins. Oh wow, hang on a minute. We can get 1960 down here. So that would be really useful. So Herne Bay, I think, is out. How much of this 1960? Oh, that's beautiful. There's lots of it. Okay, this is really useful. 1960 imagery here in Kent, which you don't get in the West Midlands. We do have 1940 imagery as well, but it's less clear. It's obviously from the war. Plus our photo is halfway between the two. Ramsgate. Interesting looking place. I do hope we can get this sort of imagery in you know, other countries or other counties even, because this is very useful. That's Dover. Dymchurch. I don't think we're at Dymchurch. Nah, it's too, no, it's not grand, big. It's quite small and quaint. So moving on. Oh no, our imagery's ending. Damn. We've got the Isle of Wight, so we could check there. That is disappointing. It's going to make it a lot harder now. The more I look at it, I don't think that can be... We are recording, good. A pier that you walk on. So I'm just going to do some digging around oil jetties and stuff like that. Let's get to Swanage. Swanage Pier. So where's that old oil jetty that they speak of? Can't see anything. Where's the picture of it? Shut up. Great Yarmouth Beach, old wooden jetty. Let's try it, let's go to it. Anywhere with an old wooden jetty is a place I want to explore, you know? I do hope this isn't France or something. There's nothing to me to indicate that it's France or England. Anywhere in particular. Looks English enough. Let's try some northern France ones then. Let's just do a surface skim of northern France then. Just skim the surface, you know. Because if she's gone to France, northern France, and I will try Belgium and whatnot, then you would have thought it's very likely to be, you know, she's gone to the equivalent of like Bournemouth or Weymouth, you know. It looks that way. So I think it's just going to be a case of trawling. Leave it with me. I'm going to Google my arse off. Is that it? No. Is it a jetty or is it just a wall? So Normandy, Brittany. Old, could it be like a cable jetty? Is that a thing? How can the Googles be so shit? A lot of stuff coming up for Abu Dhabi here, which is in Wales. Clacton, we haven't looked at that. That could be good. No, can't be, because we would be here. So it can't be that. Look at this big fence they've put up. Could that be a World War II defense thing? Let's skim it. Let's have a little Google. I suspect that this is a, you know, this isn't what this is, but I just thought it'd be worth a look. It's just not that, is it? Unfortunately. I'm going to look to these sorts of places now. Hastings, Eastbourne, Brighton West Pier. Nah, no way. Bognor Regis. The good news is, if I do find the place, I think I'll be able to identify it from the buildings. You know, these and these, providing they're still there, that is. County by county. I think the answer might be Aberavon Pier, is it? Aberavon Pier. Sorry, I can't say it not in a Welsh accent. Oh my god, lost in 1880. That was shoddily built. Oh, what am I saying about the sun? I didn't even look at the shadows. The sun. I'm so sorry, the sun is obviously here. The shadows are pointing this way. Okay, now we can use the sun. Right. So actually we are looking at somewhere, if this is in the middle of the day, which is likely, with a southerly facing beach. Could be southeast facing or southwest facing. Again, this is a question of, do we think this is morning or afternoon? Hard to say, especially with a photo that old. But it does rule out a lot of places that would be on the north coast of France, you know? Northern Europe was one of the shouts. It could be down here, and it could be here, along here somewhere, but it does rule a lot of places out. Mind you, there are a lot of nook and crannies, aren't there? Like, look at this place. But nonetheless, it rules a lot of places out, as I said. Jersey is a place that... Okay, I've reached a sort of point now, guys, where I feel like I need a break. I need to gather my thoughts, come up with a plan, come up with the most energy and time effective strategy to find this place. Oh, I cannot deal with this shit. What happened to the internet? It used to be so simple. I've had my lunch. I'm going down a different route now. You know, exploring down a different tangent. And it's just basically a list of all onshore marine structures, basically. So I'm hoping that we come across, you know, whatever this is. Maybe it had a specific purpose. Cable jetty, oil, like whatever it may be. But depends how detailed this thing is. Nope, that's it. That's disappointing. What about Skegness? Now this would be fascinating if we could find our breakwater, you know, but what it looks like now. Because that could be what it is, but it's missing a few planks or something. Tell you what I'm going to do. Can I reverse? Oh, Littlehampton. Littlehampton, let's just go there. We're straying down the Breakwater Avenue right now. Littlehampton Pier, can't be that. It's that one. That is the closest thing I've seen so far. That breakwater there. I'm sure it's not it. But oh my god, wait a minute. This is looking better. How did that look so good from there? I'm not going to get 3D buildings. How did that look so good? Right, let's zoom in here. I'm getting excited, but I don't know. We've got those buildings there and those ones there. Those and those, perhaps. Obviously, the direction is correct of the sun. Little Hampton, eh? It's promising how this is the only one that I've seen that looks like this. Would it have been standing all that time? Is the slope right? The tide must be much further out in our photo here. Oh my god. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try something a little bit different. Obviously there would have been another added layer on top that we don't have here on this Alamy photo. Little Hampton, 1960s. Can only go back to 2001, man. You can see that it's high, then it goes low. The tide goes out very far, and there are lots of people on that beach. So that's another tick. How spread out are they? They look like they're every sort of 4 or 5 meters. No, yeah, less. Every 2 meters, which correlates. And do they sink in as they go up? Yes, they do. And they sink in just as it goes up there. You can see the length of the beams getting shorter, which correlates with this, the position of this. They look really good. See, of course, some of these will be old, which I think they look definitely pre-1950. They don't. It's such a shame we don't have the imagery, the satellite imagery. Let's try and get some views from above of Little Hampton from the 40s. Let's see if there's any history on that breaker. You know, some old git must be interested in this and must have written something about the history of it. There it is. I mean, what I don't understand is that this thing that is on top, that just isn't present today. That's what's terrifying me. Daniel's nan! I don't believe it. Can you imagine? Oh no. Oh, yes. Look at that. I don't believe this. Oh, I've put it on twice as fast. Of course, this might have been taken in 59 and Daniel's grandmother photographed in 1950. Could be 10 years difference, could have been taken down. Could have been battered by a storm. Rare footage of 1950s housewife in LSD experiment. Cannot tell you how much I want to click on that, but... Oh shit. Wait, is that the walkway on top that we are craving? Thank you, Norman Atkinson. That chimney there might actually be that chimney there, meaning these buildings here would be those, which makes sense, and then the white ones further along. Yeah, and then trees after that. Yeah, there is a park here, so there's the trees. So that's more evidence that I like. It seems the dimwit of a pilot has just not bothered to take us into account. How selfish of him. Okay, I'm going to join a Little Hampton Facebook group. Oh, it's waiting approval. Okay, I've posted that, asking them if beyond any reasonable doubt they can confirm that this was taken in Littlehampton. So it's now down to the locals. Let's hope they've got good memories. Morning, everyone. No response from the Facebook page. My post hasn't been approved. I can only assume that the admin haven't checked it. However, I have come to the conclusion that it is Littlehampton. In the end, I'm looking at this aerial shot here from 1952, which could be very close to the time that the photo was taken. And yeah, it's just this building here with the chimney. We can see there, and then next to it, the row of white buildings and then the trees, right? You can even see these few trees there, which you can see there. And further this side to the west or the left of this brick chimney building, we've got houses, but because our photo was probably taken about here, coming this way, this will creep in there with the chimney, and then you can see the chimney. It's there. And for me, that's it, guys. So I'm going to get into Google Earth now and put the marker down where I think this is. It's not a place I knew much about, but I think we can safely say we're about no more than 30 or 40 yards, maybe 50 yards from that wave breaker. I reckon we're about there. That's where I'd sit. That's a good place to sit, to be fair. Maybe we are a bit further this way, because remember, we've got to match this up. We can draw a line. We can draw a quick line. You know, the middle of the photo is the chimney. It's that building. That is in line with the very cusp of where the beach goes steep, which may have changed a bit, I'll admit. But basically, I think we're there. No one's really going to be able to correct me too much, apart from those of you out there that are more keen-eyed or eagle-eyed, or have simply not missed something that I've missed, or vice versa. But I think we can all agree that that is within 25 meters of the spot. Yeah, it's a really incredible, rewarding thing to be able to do. To look at a picture like that, one that stumped me to begin with, one that I thought might not be possible, one that was quite perplexing, even after doing some Googling. You know, what the hell is this structure? Little information in the background. We're on a beach, but we've bloody well found it. It's Littlehampton, Sussex. So, Daniel, I hope that did your nan proud, and I hope that made your family happy. I really enjoyed searching for the location of that photo. I hope you enjoyed the vid. That goes for all of you as well. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you'd like to see. Let me know your favourite bit, anything like that. It's all useful information to me. And yeah, what a lovely place. Your nan had good taste. Maybe I'll visit Littlehampton one day. So thank you, Daniel, for your submission. Anyone who's got anything like this, please send them in. But remember, it's got to be a sentimental photo, family members, things like that. Bit of a story behind it would be great, but you have to not know where it was taken. It has to be a mystery. Just before we end this video, let's get to Tucson, and I'll quickly explain why we were so far south and how I know that. Some of the evidence that links up is quite incredible. So if you're not interested in this, thanks for watching, see you later. But if you did watch the last episode, you'll be fascinated to see this. Someone commented saying that they'd found something called the Park Hotel. That is the postcard with the photo of the Park Hotel on South 4th Avenue. Now, even though I thought there was something going on down here, a Y or a G, it's got to be Park, right? And also, the buildings match up. But that alone, you can't see too much going on there. It's when you delve into the street view here that it starts to get amazing. You can see these bricks. They look alarmingly like the ones we have in the photo. You even have the short one, the long one alternating. Sadly though, we can't see this row here that's just small, 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 small. Orange tree is obviously gone, but the theory is that the orange tree was replaced by this big modern structure. There are some rocks here. There's more smaller ones, but there is a big one there. And they could have been rearranged, and those rocks could be the exact same rocks that we see here. Why is it on the edge of a highway? Well, this highway wasn't built in the 50s. It was built later, and this would have been one of the main roads coming in, one of the main ways you would have entered Tucson. More little bits of evidence include these red sort of lamp things, the red pole, and then look at the curve of the road as well. Look how it bulges. It's just exactly the same, and the mountain completely in line with it as well. It's just pretty damning evidence. So well done to those guys who found this. Anyway, there's a recap of last week. Fascinating stuff. It's amazing to me that so many of these things still remain. This building must have been built, you know, in the 40s or 30s or maybe even longer ago. It's fascinating how things can remain the same, and it's going to make this series so much more fun and so much more enjoyable for us all. Anyway, I've rambled enough. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you for the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.